What's up, everybody? Hi, this is Captain Shaukat Mukherjee, and I'm here today to teach you a chapter which I studied the other day, and I found it extremely interesting. And this is called the Weathering the Storm at Ersama. So this is what I'm holding now is your Moments book in NCRT syllabus for class 9. It's in the English book, Weathering the Storm in Ersama. So I just thought I will give you a short explanation of this chapter. I have sailed for 20 years in the sea, so I can tell you a little bit more about the cyclones, and this is going to be a really interesting thing. So when we come to the cyclone part, I will give you an explanation of introduction of how the cyclones are formed, and why the cyclones devastate the places that they normally visit. Okay, so here goes. So now, basic introduction as to what happened in the week of October 29th, 1999. There was a super cyclone, super cyclone, with a wind speed of over 300 kilometers miles per hour. This had struck the coast of Orissa in India, and making it probably the greatest cyclonic disaster ever recorded in the last century. So I will come back to the cyclone part, but the chapter is about the experience of one man, and who experienced this cyclone in a very interesting circumstance, and how he gets over the cyclone, and what happens to him next is a quite amazing story, which I thought I will be able to explain to you and share to you. Right. So how does a cyclone occur? I'll come back to this. And can you name? I will ask you, if all of you are watching, can you just write down in the comment section any other cyclone, any other names of the cyclone that you can find? I mean, you can of course Google it, or if you know, you can find out. There are many cyclones which have ravaged the coasts of India and outside India. So can you name any other cyclone which devastated parts of India? Just write it down, and I'll come back to this. And I'm also going to tell you why Orissa coast is prone to storms and cyclones, because this story is about a super cyclone hitting the coast of Orissa in 1999. Why is it that Orissa gets, over and over again, the state of Orissa and the east coast of India it's very prone to storms and cyclones? So did you know, out of the 36 deadliest tropical cyclones in the world, 27 have arisen in India's eastern coast? Wind patterns in the Arabian Sea to India's west coast. India's west coast is involved with cooler oceans, and resulting in fewer storms. So east coast gets much more storms than the west coast of India. On the eastern coast, what happens is storms are more intense and a flatter topography that is unable to deflect the winds that allows them to move easily landwards. So if you see the coast of Orissa, it is jutting out into the water, and it has very less resistance. The landfall gives very less resistance to the topography. The topography gives very less resistance to the cyclone, and therefore the cyclones moves more landwards. The super cyclone that we are talking of today, and in the chapter of 1999, this is one of the strongest ever to hit India. It killed more than 10,000 people after the landfall in Orissa, and unleashed such devastation that took years and years for the state to come back to normal. In recent memory, the cyclone Phylin, the 2013, there was a Phylin cyclone, also caused massive damage to the state. Remember, I was asking you the names of other cyclones, so this is another cyclone that you can name. Super cyclone Amphan, which lately happened a couple of months before, in the month of May, in the east coast again, and which devastated West Bengal. West Bengal is even now recovering from the devastation caused because of the cyclone Amphan. Right. So just very brief. This is not part of your syllabus, of course. It's more of geography than English. But I just thought that when I'm teaching something, I would like you to have some additional knowledge than to what your chapter tells you, right? So how the cyclone form is going to be very interesting. You see, in the in the sea, the cyclones are generally formed out in the sea. So in the sea, what happens? I will just give you an idea. The warm moist air over the ocean. So you have this ocean, so in the warm moist air over the ocean, this rises and it leaves a sort of a vacuum. It's not exactly a vacuum, but sort of low pressure. So basically the warm air rises, it causes an area of low air pressure below, and air from surrounding areas, the higher air pressure rushes in, to fill up that area. And as the warm moist air rises and cools the water in the air, forms the clouds. The whole system of clouds and the wind spins and spins. So you see here, like this, the winds are going up, and from air always goes from high pressure to low pressure, right? So there is effect which gives rise to huge amount of winds, and very very strong winds. So there is an eye of the storm, which is an area of calm. Actually, if imagine you are standing in the eye of the storm, you will not feel much air, because actually the wind movement is such that it's going round and round on the contours of the eyes of the storm. So, but then of course that is not a very pleasant place to be in, because it's the most dangerous place to be in, as the eye of the storm rotates faster and faster. An eye forms in the center. It's very calm and clear in the eye, but very, very low air pressure. Higher pressure air from above flows down into the eye. So this is the basic idea of how a cyclone is formed. And this cyclone, which is forming in the sea, this comes on into the land and creates havoc, right? So nowadays, of course, meteorological department can predict the onset of cyclones, and it's called the depression. And they map, and they can tell you exactly when a cyclone is coming. So, a small GK question for you. In 1 second time, all of you, can you just point out Orissa in this map? Okay. So all of you, you know Orissa. So this is Orissa. This is, some people call it Odisha, and but it is actually Orissa also, and the capital of Orissa is Bhubaneswar. So we are talking in this chapter of a place called Ersama. This is the place Ersama. Okay, this is about 18 kilometers from the place where our friend Mr. Prashant, the hero of the chapter, he stays. So he stays in a place which is called he goes to a place called Ersama, right? So let us now begin with the chapter, the story, the fantastic story which I liked. And so this is a very very good story. And so you have these black clouds, and whenever you see these black clouds, you know what is coming. This is a cyclone. Black clouds means rainfall, it means bad weather. So here on this very day of the 27th of October 1999, Prashant wanted to go to his friend's house. So he traveled 18 kilometers to go to his friend's house in Ersama, which is a small coastal town in Orissa, and he wanted to go and spend a day with his friend. So there was a dark, menacing storm which was brewing, and which brought heavy, incessant rain, strong winds beating against his house. So when he went there in the night, the rain came, and the clouds, the burst, and the winds were very, very strong. It beat against the house. Trees were uprooted. Normally, whatever happens in the cyclone, you have trees uprooted, falling everywhere. So you should never go out when there is a storm outside. So trees were uprooted and crashed on the ground. People screamed, and they were running here and there, and the homes were being washed away, and there were wind speed of more than almost 350 kilometers per hour. So if you're driving a car, most of you have been on a car, so the highest speed the car can take is almost, when you go at 100 kilometers per hour, kitni tez like bhagta hai gadi. And you can imagine 100 kilometers per hour the car is going, you're feeling that the car is going so fast. And imagine the wind speed here is 350 kilometers per hour. Okay, Hello, friends. So it's time for me to stop here, and I will continue the next episode very soon. In a day's time, I'll come back to you with the next episode, and I would like to ask you all whether you're liking this video and the story. And if you are, then don't forget to write down in the comment section what you like. And if there is any other subjects or any other chapters that you want me to do, please write to me. I will love to bring those chapters to you. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, The Learning Cube, right? And till we see you in the next episode, thank you very much for being here.